Welcome to the September Project, otherwise known as the Haunted Stitcher. Morning, good morning. Another fast one. I'm sorry, but what we were supposed to do yesterday got postponed till today. So, I am working on the next page. This is a picture of a rock wall that I took up when we were in Bryson City, North Carolina, for the weekend, or for the couple days during the week, last month. And I really went a tad overboard. Not really. Not There's no overboard when you do this kind of stuff. Um, but I thought, since it is a short video today, I would describe what I'm feeling here. Sometimes you see me kind of like do a little jig. It's because I'm so excited. I am listening to music while I'm doing this, and it's really something I've heard 101 times before. However, that music works on the endorphins in my head or whatever. Sometimes it's very vain music. It's by Kiss, and the song is called Beth. um, Sometimes it's Vivaldi. Sometimes it's Foreigner. Sometimes it's Olivia Newton John. You never know. Kenny Rogers. You never know. But the music does do something for my endorphins. I hear a lot of times people say they sit in complete silence when they do this. That would not work for me. And sometimes I definitely do not listen to the news while this is happening. That's too depressing. But I do listen to music. And I only recently figured out that I can listen to music and record at the same time on my phone. Hello, Steve Jobs, where are you when I need you? The wording for today is, one morning Lizzie woke up and there was a quilt. So the machine not only ran by itself, even when she unplugged it, and sometimes there was no fabric under it. But that morning, she woke up and there was a new quilt. The machine made the quilt all by itself. So I'm just sitting here thinking of Seth Apter, thinking of Tim Holtz, Louisa Heinzel in Germany, what she's doing today. Is it cold there? It's cold here, Louisa, this morning already. 60 degrees. That's cold for us. It's supposed to get up to 80, but still. I know for sure that part of what's going through my head is, thank goodness I'm wearing my magic pom-pom sweater and my bracelet, because that does bring some of the vibes also. Wear costumes. I tried to poke a hole in this, but I never could get it to the right place, so I just used an X-Acto knife and hope and prayed I would not cut my finger open. I know the blade is very dull, so that's to my advantage, and it's broken at the very tip, so that's to my advantage also. But anyhow, I wanted some kind of disc that I could perhaps sew on to something. I'm not sure at this point. I know that I have a background of rocks. Do I have rocks in my head? Perhaps. But the vibe here is very chilled. It's, thinking of Beth, oh, can you hear me calling? Surely Gene Simmons is not in my head. Maybe Steven Tyler? Who cares? John Bon Jovi? Who cares? But Gene Simmons? No. No. However, he did write a good song, or somebody in that group wrote a good song, Beth. So anyhow, every time I met somebody in the 80s or 90s, they're like, hey, did you know that the Kiss wrote a song about you? I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm sure it was all about me. I have seen Gene Simmons' wife in the San Francisco airport before, though. Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, that's Gene Simmons' wife. And sure enough, it was. Somebody went up to her right after I recognized her. We were at the luggage carousel. She was getting her luggage all by herself. She did have an assistant with her, though, or a lady that I'm sure was her assistant, because she made her carry the suitcases. Is our car outside? Anyhow, I have no car, driver. But then I got the idea, can you put color on burlap? I wonder. So I knew I wanted layers today, lots of layers. But I'm just using Neocolor 2s here, and overlapping the colors of blues and greens, and making a shape and seeing what happens when you attach water to that color. You can color burlap, people. I'm sure you can paint it too then. I probably could use my Neocolor 2s and my Stabilos, but this is what was close. This is what I'm adoring at this moment, is my Neocolor 2s. Inside, my heart is doing a little jig because this made me so happy. So happy. I frayed it. Some of the frayed ends are colored blues and greens, and this was just the bomb of fun. The bomb. Is that a 90s word or an 80s word or a 2029 word? And I'm just ahead of my time. I don't know. I don't know. Anyhow, I have layers. I love that. In my heart, I'm thinking this is some kind of an imaginary uh, token that you need to go into Halloween land. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe that's how you buy, pom pom sweaters. I don't know. But I loved how this worked out. And because it had fabric behind it, I could tie just a knot and I didn't have to use tape. I did use a lot of double-sided tape, 3 rows of it on this because who knows what's going to happen. And this is getting quite thick, quite thick. I'm only like halfway through, maybe. I don't know how far I'm going to go with this. Um, do I go through the entire end of September? I don't know. Do I give myself a break and get off of all of the paper making and maybe just paint for a couple days at the end to give myself a gap in between layers of September and layers of October? Perhaps, maybe I will do that. Plus, we'll be going to the beach the first part of October, so there's a lot of setup that has to be done. So probably filming a little bit ahead. I don't know. I don't know. Haven't thought about it. Haven't planned it. Haven't done it. None of that. I'm just sitting here singing songs to Kiss, writing songs about me. I'm sure it was me, and uh, you know, giving everything a shadow, giving everything a little bit of moss, giving everything a little bit of magic token, um, having the time of my life. And I will say also, that's from Footloose. No, that's from, oh, what's that dancing song with Patrick Swayze? That movie. Anyhow, um, that was filmed on Lake Lure in North Carolina. Been there. Anyhow, so I have all this extra frayed stuff that I pulled off. I'm wondering if I can put that behind the words. Would that be too much fray, too much burlap, too much whatever? Yeah, you can't have too much of whatever. You go for it. So I'm thinking the glue's going to be enough for this. We'll see. Time will tell. Um, what is that movie now? Patrick Swayze. She's having the time of her life. I can't remember the name of that song. I'm sure you're all screaming at me. Anyhow, so lots and lots of green and blues happening because it's nature and rocks, and I'm assuming that wherever I go in the time of my life, there's going to be a rock wall and it's going to have moss growing on it. The rock walls in Ireland all had moss on them, so surely this one will at some point in Bryson City. But right now it's not in Bryson City. Right now it's in South Carolina, and it's in on Lake Murray, and having an osprey in the background helps also. So my heart is just overflowing. This has been so much fun, just creating layers and seeing how much stuff I can add. And I really do feel like I have my distress look down, um, in many forms and fashion and texture and whatever. And will I take it to the next level next month? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I don't have it worked out yet, people. I keep changing my mind. But anyhow, having fun today. Beth is, can you hear me calling? I can hear y'all calling. The name of that movie. What was it called? Not Footloose. I don't know. But anyhow, added a little lavender as if there were lavender bushes in the rocks also. Just because I love the look of adding a surprise color somewhere. Look at that. Look at that. Yum, yum, yum. So much fun. So, yes, my heart is full. Thanks for watching. You guys make my heart full too. See you all tomorrow. Bye.